When you find a real estate platform that aligns everyone in the entire company financially by making us real estate agents owners, so when the average agent wins, everyone wins, that's the secret to success. And when you surround yourself with like-minded entrepreneurial people who absolutely love what they do, they love serving people, they love God and life, and you put yourself in an environment of high energy, high producing, positive people every day, you can't help but succeed in business and life. We are changing the real estate industry and changing real estate agents' lives. Welcome to the Financial Freedom Forever Podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Financial Freedom Forever Podcast. Today, I'm excited to be talking to one of my business partners, Mark Ferreira from Brampton, Ontario. How you doing today, Mark?
Doing great. Thanks, Andre.
Yeah, looking forward to getting to know you a little bit better and kind of get your story out there. But pretty excited to hear. Mark's been a real estate agent since 2007. He got his real estate license, but he bought his first house brand new built on his 19th birthday. So that's pretty cool. Family man, beautiful wife, 3 beautiful girls. Loves his family and being involved with the family, but at the same time, he was able to move over to eXp and in 4 months be earning over 100% because he capped that quickly by selling a bunch of homes. And in the meantime, I know he's flipping a bunch of houses, has some Airbnbs. So he's a pretty busy guy, and we're looking forward to kind of hearing your story and see how you all keep it together, Mark.
Thanks, Andre. Well, I can say a little bit, yes, busy would be, I guess, a way to sum it up quite shortly. But yeah, lots of hands in the irons in the fire, and hands in the pot. So moving to, lots of things on the go and trying to juggle balls in the air. So figuring out how to manage it, and multitask is a huge one. So.
Yeah, fantastic. So tell us a little bit more about your story. I know you're currently in Brampton, but you're also licensed in Calgary, Alberta. So you're doing business in both locations, and just kind of tell us your real estate background.
Yeah, for sure. I'm originally from Calgary, so grew up there. Moved out to Ontario in 2011. So I was licensed out there before I moved out here. Then gave up the license and moved and transferred over to Ontario. And a couple of years ago, when the market kind of turned and COVID hit, a lot of people in Ontario had a huge increase in their home values, and of course wanted to get some investor profiles going and moving it out west, where it's a lot more affordable and they could get a house with a lot of benefits. So price points, the return on equity, positive cash flow. So I got relicensed out there, and actually been dually licensed out there for a couple of years, and was with another brokerage prior to joining eXp, and then ultimately made the move in March of this year, which has been great and amazing. So like Andre said, now in 4 months, 100% earnings, and yeah, it's great in regards to the flexibility and the benefits of eXp, and especially being in 2 different provinces. So there's lots of benefits just with being with eXp rather than any other brand name brokerage. So I can get into some of that too, Andre, if you'd like.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you've only been here 4 months and already, and over 100%, because, you're capped and you're at 100%. But because of the stock ownership and the revenue share and the other business opportunities, you're actually getting paid even over 100% within a short period of time. So congratulations on that for sure, Mark. So yeah, tell us if if anyone has any questions. And
my goal is to icon, so even more so.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll icon. You only need to sell 20 more properties on the buy side, the sales side, or at least after you cap. So if you've capped this quickly and at 100%, I'm sure you'll hit icon, and that's amazing, because you're going to get your entire $16,000 that you paid into the company all back in company stock. I mean, tell us about at your last company. I mean, how many transactions were you doing as a solo agent, and what did you get for awards when hitting certain transactions before?
Well, I was probably doing about 20 to 25 transactions a year.
Okay.
I do work full time as well, so I'm kind of doing both. But it's still quite lucrative. I mean, I do the time, I guess I should say, full time in real estate, but it's considered full time in the other role that I do. So the benefits, I guess, what was happening there is that there was no benefits. So the benefits were the more I sold, the more I paid. So that's really how it worked. The benefit to the brokerage necessarily not to me. Now it's kind of on the flip side where it'll be benefits to me and benefit to and overall, especially if you go Icon, it's double that, where you're actually going to get money back in your pocket on top of what you've been earning at 100% prior to that. So
right. So did you hear that, guys? Mark is working another full-time position, and he works full-time in real estate. I know I did the same thing for 9 years before I let the other position go. I don't know if you want to share what your other position is or not, but that's really encouraging to anyone out there. Here, you're working basically 2 full-time jobs to support your family and really grow your business, but you're able to cap and be over 100% in the first 4 months. So that's awesome.
No, definitely. It definitely is, eye-opening. It's allowed me the flexibility and freedom to be within both jurisdictions, having one umbrella, one system to deal with. Like that was a big thing. Coming from another brokerage, especially being duly licensed in 2 different areas, you're able to have one system, one platform, and Sky Slope to do, everything under, and their expectations are the same. Where at a previous life, we had obviously 2 brokerages. So you'd have one in Ontario, one in Alberta. And then they had 2 different platforms, 2 different ways of doing business, 2 different ways of doing your transactions, how you upload everything. Here, it's straightforward, and it's one system for everything. And not to mention the fees. I used to pay 3 different fees, one to the brokerage in Ontario, one in Alberta, and then one to head office. And now I'm just paying one fee, a monthly fee that I was paying 3 before. So it's actually cut it down by a third of my monthly expenses.
Yeah, that's awesome. Plus, did you have? I know with eXp you have 1 cat in even though you're in 2 different provinces.
Yeah.
Did you have 1 cat before or 2?
It was a different cap everywhere. Actually, well, the one structure I had no cap. The other structure I did have a cap, but again, it's singular, so it's not combined.
So have you done the math on it yet? Of about like how much money per month or year you think you're going to be saving by making the move?
I haven't, but when I hit Icon, that's when I'll calculate it, because it'll be even more so.
There you go. So besides the savings, obviously, of cutting down from 3 monthly fees to only 1 with eXp, and of course, in Canada it's only $139 a month, right? And you're getting like $1,000 worth of technology for that. But what was the top 2 or 3 things besides the savings that had you want to make the move?
Well, I think the potential with eXp is huge, and that's what I haven't tapped into yet. That's my next move, is to really look into, following the stocks obviously is one thing, and how to leverage that, the benefits that we have there through our transactions. And then of course the agent attraction piece, where passive income is obviously a lot of people's end game in the market. Who doesn't want to actually have passive income month over month and be able to just foster that and help that grow, rather than chasing the next transaction every time. So that's kind of what attracted me, is tapping into that piece is going to be my next step to ensure I'm able to leverage all that eXp has to offer, because that's what really attracted me. And the next piece is something additional, again, into what I just mentioned from my previous brokerage. This is another, icing on the cake. Yeah,
another income stream. And what's exciting is, you're only really sharing it with the people that you like, right? You're only sharing the opportunity with your friends and other real estate agents that maybe you've done some transactions with, and like and respect them because they do a great job.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that you actually get to introduce the information, and if they partner up with you, then yeah, the company pays you handsomely for that, for sure. Now, how did you hear about eXp? Who was it that reached out to you, or how did this all kind of come about?
Yeah, so the first person that reached out to me was actually a best friend of my wife who joined eXp a couple of years ago, Mona Carda, who does a lot of work with Rick's team here in Ontario.
Right.
And she was on me for years to come over, and I'm like, yeah. I'm busy. I'm just doing my transactions. I don't have time to listen to the whole thing. I think I know how it works, which I didn't. And I think that's a lot of a perception out there in the market, is that you may think things work, or you may have heard about it, or you may have met with someone that maybe explained it to you or didn't explain it to you correctly, and there's some more information to gain. So maybe that's the biggest misconception, I think. When I first was hesitated is, making the move and it was the comfort level of where I was, and I got to do everything over again. I got to make new business cards, and it's not that big of a deal. It's just doing it at the right time when you can make the switch. So it's not as big of a deal as you think it is.
Yeah, I think we a lot of us put that in our head. We think it's a big deal, but when you really think about it, business cards, a couple signs, and just making a move. I mean, it's really when you do it and you look back, it's like, wow. Most agents say, I wish I would have came over when I first heard about it. So you first heard about it 2 years ago by Mona's. Do you wish that you would have actually done some due diligence 2 years ago? Or was the timing just right?
No, for sure. I mean, I would have probably better done some due diligence 2 years ago, for sure. Then I wouldn't have had to, would have made the jump a lot sooner, and probably had a lot more money in my pocket at that point. But at that point, it was more of a transaction, like I said, transaction seeking and busyness of the market, to kind of fully take everything in, and getting out of that comfort level was the biggest hurdle for me.
Yeah. Being comfortable is the biggest killer for growth, right? I mean, it's just a true statement that being comfortable is good, but it doesn't bring you to the next level. And most entrepreneurial people, a lot of the business people that I partner up with, we're always looking to get to the next level, because no matter what level that you're at, there's always a next level. And when you surround yourself with other like-minded entrepreneurial people like you and I, and we align ourselves with people doing 10, 15 times more than me and you put together, that's when the real growth happens, right? Being around Mona and Rick and the other people, that you're surrounded with, is that a true statement? Or what are the things they're doing that's helping you stretch and grow?
Yeah, no, for sure. The exposure, things where working as a team is, and I mean, I was on a team prior to coming over, and it was a solo agent all before. It's a different type of thing. Like, you have help within your team, but this team just stretches so much further. I mean, we're having a conversation, and this team that is just, so big that I was away for a couple of weeks, for instance, and I had to have somebody do a buyer visit for me. And it was someone that I had never met, and it was nobody that was on, in my organization, and just more than willing to help. And now I'm helping coach and mentor that person, and and they're not even under my organization, but just the willingness and the broader team is a huge, nice feeling. So
yeah, it is pretty cool. I mean, here I'm in Florida. You're in Ontario, Canada. We talked the other day because I saw that you have capped and you were really growing your business pretty quickly. So I reached out to you to introduce myself, and wanted to kind of learn your story, and then of course ask you to jump on here, because I think you're just a really great example of just a hard working real estate agent that's got a lot of irons in the fire with full-time real estate, full-time other position, wife, 3 kids, you're flipping properties and buying Airbnbs. So you're super busy. But I know that you have a balanced, life as well, because, you put your family first. Do you feel that the eXp model is going to help you even elevate that to the next level, and why?
I definitely do. I mean, the aspects of what we talked about, from even the fee structure and the, aside from all the icon and the stocks and all the other rewards, and having that as the financial piece of it, the long-term benefits of it, and the financial freedom, as we talk about, the aspects and the appeal of that is really what we're all seeking. And I think that's going to help my future, my kids' future, my family grow over time. So there's going to be some short-term pain, and obviously getting things up and running, and then building, the organization, and then ultimately, hopefully, being able to facilitate helping other people do the same thing, right? So
Yeah,
that's kind of my passion and my goal, and will help the family side of things down the road.
yeah, awesome. What were you most surprised with after joining eXp, being a cloud-based brokerage? Was there anything that was better than you thought? What were you most surprised with?
I was more surprised with the user technology that we have. Like, I'll be honest. I mean, I joined when I was in the middle of, I was very busy with real estate, and I didn't have any time to do training, and I still haven't done it. So I've been here 4 months, and I haven't sat down and done how do we upload documents into SkySlope and all the other stuff. It was literally self-taught. I don't necessarily recommend it to anyone, but when you're that busy and you don't have time to actually watch the training, you just need to get the transaction done. You kind of step in, but it was so intuitive that I was able to figure things out, or I was able to reach out to someone and ask. And I watched 0 videos. I did nothing, but doing the trajectory of what needs, I just needed to know sometimes of what form do we use or we don't use, or how do we upload it, or what system does it go into. But other than that, it's very intuitive, and it's straightforward, and it's very much where you don't have to ever wonder, like the checklist, for instance, in a transaction. Well, you know exactly what's missing, or it's been accepted or approved, and you can follow that along. For me, I can check it at 1 a.m, and I know exactly what's happening. I don't have to send an email and then wait for someone to respond to me, because I can see right away that that's actually gone through, or I missed an initial here, or whatever may have happened. So it's great that way.
So basically did no training, and had a bunch of deals that you had to get over right away, and you're just working in the business, getting stuff done. Who did you reach out, and how easy was it to get the questions answered that you needed to get stuff done quickly because you were so busy?
Well, it was obviously my first point of contact was Mona, my sponsor, and then I would reach out to the brokers. So the brokers are very helpful, and because we've got so many brokers dedicated to assist, you don't have to wait for Andre to answer if he's busy or he's doing something else. There's like 4 or 5 of them that you can reach out to and then get an answer from, and that's with both provinces. I found that in. So you're always got someone there to help, in addition to or even the transaction team. Like, you'll send an email off to them, and then, or the listing team. There's a whole bunch of teams that are behind the scenes that are always available to help.
Yeah, the collaboration and the amount of people to help is pretty crazy. I mean, the average agent's thinking, okay, they could have their office, have their broker, 2-3 staff people, and then a bunch of agents running around. And if everyone's, the 2 or 3 admin, they're busy, you may take hours or days to get answers. Yeah. But with our model, with the half a dozen brokers in every state and province, I know some states have 9, 10, and plus brokers, and then all the separate, the tech department, right? The accounting department, the transaction department, and you just gotta either call them, text them, work, chat them, or go into the eXp world metaverse and just go talk to them voice to voice and get your answers, questions to your answers, usually in minutes. I don't think I've waited longer than 5 minutes to talk to a broker at any time. You?
Yep. No, I agree. And the workplace chat, you've got so many different means. Like in Alberta, we've got a workplace chat that's just me and the brokers. So they have that set up with everyone, and that is like instantaneously one of them just jumps in and responds. So you have direct contact with anyone 24 hours a day. So
yeah, workplace chat, for people that don't know, is just an app on your phone, and so you're just texting back and forth in a private message directly to whoever you're having a conversation with. And for you, you're saying the brokers itself. That's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
So what do you see I know you've only been in the company, 4 months, but you must have a 5-year plan, or where do you think you're going to be in 5 years, Mark, with everything at your fingertips now?
In 5 years, I would hope to have grown my portfolio, like on aside from this, obviously my real estate portfolio outside of eXp, but from an eXp perspective, I would hope that I'm doing less transactions and more agent attraction and facilitating the organization. So to be honest, I'd rather probably refer out a lot of business and help my team build in 5 years than me actually doing the day in and day out of the real estate transactions that I'm doing. But I love doing it. So I don't know what that looks like in 5 years. So I'm sure I'll have my hands in ones that I want to, but I'd rather be building out and coaching and mentoring an organization or a team, and having some of the passive income and positive cash flow, hopefully in that stage.
Yeah. That's what's so cool is, whatever piece of the real estate business that you love to do, if it's, selling 10 or 200 houses a year, or if it's, investing, or, it's mentoring people, it's training, it's coaching, or a little bit of all of it. You're able to do as much or as little as you want. No minimums, no maximum quotas. But what I found, it's the support from everyone in the organization, in your personal group, or anyone within eXp. They're always willing to help, because the mentality is, when I help you win, the company wins, and if the company wins, I win, because rising tides raises all ships, right?
For sure. And that's when I win, you win. And up here in Ontario, there's lease transactions where they're not the most fun. There's a lot of work, and sometimes it's not a huge amount of return on money. But I'm now looking to go, I want an icon. I need the transactions. I'm not looking for the actual funds right now. So if you've got some leases that you want to take off your hands, I'll take them. So working together to build that piece, and go, yeah, you know what, I got a renter over here that wants to look for a place. Tapping into the resource of the rest of the team that necessarily don't have the time or the resource, saying, well, I'll take those now because I'm just trying to look for the transaction so I can get the icon. So, it's a different model, and then the team works together to help build everyone else too.
Yeah, and if anyone listening is not sure what the Icon Agent Award is, it's a nice glass award, but that's just kind of a paperweight that's nice to look at, just like all the plaques that you've probably gotten from your other companies. But here, besides the nice award, you get up to your $16,000 back that you paid in company stock, right? And I know when I joined the 4 years ago, the stock was like $8.15. I haven't looked lately, but I know it's well over like $20, $24 a share. And we had a 2-for-1 stock split about a year ago. So to me, that's like, worth $40 some dollars per share. And what did I do for it? Sell some houses, share the opportunity that I'm excited about with some of my friends. It's the same exact thing that we did anywhere else, but here you actually get compensated for it as well. Pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, is there what would you say to an agent that's yourself? So if you were talking to yourself, or someone just like you, 2 years ago, when you first heard about eXp, what advice would you give to that person, knowing that you're super busy, you had a lot going on? What would you say to yourself, or someone like yourself?
what I would say to myself, and it's funny because I was told this, before I joined as well, is that you're gonna wish you joined earlier and been in, which I do. But make the move, get out of the comfort level. It's going to happen no matter where you go. If you went to another organization or another team or another brokerage, make the jump and learn as you go and have the time to learn the whole process, because I'm just scratching the surface of what I need to. So make sure you've got some time to learn it, and then don't hesitate and make the jump, and you'll look back and go, why didn't I do this sooner? Because I think it has so much to offer that you don't get that's not in the market out there. So in many different aspects of what we just covered, but there's so much more to offer than a traditional brokerage in my mind.
Now, I know you haven't had time to do any training yet. And I know eXp offers like 50 to 60 hours of the coaching and training. But what is your group? And if there's anyone watching that may want to reach out to you to talk about eXp of course, you're in multiple markets and we're in all 50 states, 9 provinces of Canada, and I think 25 countries. What are you guys doing for your business partners or the team members that might join you to help them be successful over and above what eXp offers?
Yeah, and I mean, having there's multiple offices, within the GTA that we've got here that help foster, meeting in the office and physical person face-to-face. There's multiple training sessions outside of what you see through eXp, through us, that are dedicated to help grow your business, or, certain technical things that end up becoming, a lot of people are asking about it and end up a topic in a meeting. There's more people that join that had the same question that, rather than piecemealing it out. So it offers a lot of support through the actual team itself. And then, of course, weekly, agent attraction and assistance there that helps me in an area where it's new to me, because that is new to me, that you're able to lean on your peers who have done this and who are able to answer questions, because people have a lot of questions. I don't know all the answers because I haven't been doing it for that long, but you've got a lot of them there that can answer, what does this mean? How does this work? If I don't know the answer, and it makes helping other people do an informative decision before they decide what they want to do, because they've got the actual answers from a knowledgeable source and concrete that it's worked for them and what's happened. So a lot of support there within the actual organization and the offices here.
Okay, awesome. So are you currently on a team now, or are you a solo agent?
I'm a solo agent.
Okay, so you're a solo agent, but you have your eXp team all around you for the support. That's awesome. So a lot of people think, hey, when you join eXp, it's a cloud-based company. I don't have an office to go to. Well, you just said, how many offices is there that you know of that you have access to right there in the GTA?
So we have probably 4 or 5, I believe, offices. So this is another misconception. I'll go back to that, because I said there's no physical offices. So I've been here for 4 months, like you said, and I haven't gone to the office once. So in my mind, that was a hiccup of me going, I need a physical office. But then at the same time, I've never gone into the office. So there's a physical office and I'm not going in. So it's kind of like a catch-22. It's funny because, the hiccup was of joining is it's a cloud-based company. Sometimes they don't have a physical office. And now it's like they do, or we do here. And I've never actually gone in. So
you've been too busy selling houses.
Yeah, busy doing a lot of stuff, but it's a benefit of having both. But anyone that's cloud-based that don't have a physical office, there's just as much support in my mind that you can do probably better, because you can go in the office and people might not be there. So you can either schedule it, you can do video calls. We have a WhatsApp chat for our organization where people ask questions as well. Or does anyone know about a home stager. Can you recommend this, or whatever the case may be, just within our own team. So that helps bounce ideas even if you're not in the office. So things like that do help foster that.
How do you feel the collaboration is compared to, any other company that you worked at before?
I wouldn't say that it was bad at the other company, and people were willing to help if you asked. I think here you have more access, and people are even more so willing to help because they see it as a larger organization. So some people, didn't want to give up their trade secrets or what set them out apart from other agents in their office, where it's a different kind of mindset where it's like, well, I want you to have that because I want to see you grow and help you. Your growth helps my growth, helps the team's growth, helps, everything else. So it's a little bit of a different mindset than, keeping it close to your chest and maybe giving up tidbits here and there. But I don't want to open up the bag because I don't want you to steal my ideas, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, it's the same when I was at different companies before. The big top producers, they'll help you out and give you some information, but would they just say, hey, yeah, this is my listing presentation that I've built over the last 10 years and what's helped me be so successful. They wouldn't just hand it over. But at eXp, I see that happening all the time.
Yep, for sure.
Right. Well, I really enjoyed talking with you, Mark. Any last minute things you'd like to share with anyone about your experience or anything that you want to add before we sign off?
No, I mean, the only thing I would say is if anyone's listening that wants to, is thinking about eXp, please feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to tell you about my experience or the benefits or any questions you have about getting out of that comfort zone that you're in and how I kind of manage through it, and or starting new in the business and wanting to and where to actually find the right place for you. And just the other piece of advice would be is take a risk. Like I take risks every day, and how I look at it as is what's the worst that can happen, and if I'm okay with the worst, I'm going to do it. I'm going to plan for the worst and hope for the best. So if you're able to actually, make the plunge and make the move and take the risk, you're going to see the reward. And again, at the end of the day, is what's the worst that can happen, and if you're okay with the worst, it's not like you're gonna, lose money and you're going to, like, there's so many upticks. The worst that can happen if you were to join and necessarily not like it is the same as you joining somewhere else. So it's not, look at the upside of what all the potential it has and then make that jump and take the risk and you'll see the reward.
Because how much risk really is there? Say you can keep your old business cards, you can keep all your old signs, keep everything that you had, put in your garage or whatever. And if try it out for 3, 6, 12 months, and if you don't see the value, then you quickly transfer your license and go back. I'm sure the broker from the other company would gladly take you back. Might even be able to negotiate a better split if you go back. Or try to get a corner office or something. But what we found, if you get plugged in and you do like Mark and just work and start selling homes and get connected, not too many people are going to be going back because they're going to have ownership and be getting, like yourself, over 100% commission in a short period of time for top producers like yourself. So congratulations, Mark, for what you've done in such a short time. I'm looking forward to seeing you hit icon year after year after year. I can't wait to see what that stock might be worth, 3-4 years from now, as you continue to get it. It's just a retirement fund that most companies just don't offer, right? My last question I always ask people before we sign off, if you're a reader, what's the favorite book that you'd like to recommend, or a movie watcher, what's your favorite movie you'd like to recommend to the listeners?
So you said favorite book, movie, or food? Is that what you said?
Favorite book or favorite movie?
Okay. Favorite book. Where's my book? Well, this one is it's called Dare to Lead. It's actually sitting over here by Brene Brown. So it's about leadership. I'm in leadership in my other role as well. So coaching, mentoring, and so that it's a great book. So Dare to Lead is my go-to, and it's a short read. And I'm not a big details kind of guy, so big print in a small book. That's what I go to. Yeah,
sounds great. Well, thanks, Mark, for joining us today. Looking forward to seeing you at one of our next live events here coming up. I know we're going to be at eXp Con in October in Las Vegas, and in September we're going to be closer to your neck of the woods there, Victoria, British Columbia, and looking forward to seeing you at one of the events.
Sounds good. Great. Thanks again, Andre, and looking forward to seeing you out there.
All right, partner. Have a great day. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Listen to what our business partners are saying about our FFF group.
What I love most about our group, the alignment, the fact that I am aligned with some of the top producers in the world and can pick their brain any second of the day has been absolutely incredible for my business and has taken it to the next level. And I have to account it to alignment.
My favorite thing about the FFF group is just being surrounded by people with the same mentality as us that are striving for something better and building a better long-term plan for themselves.
My favorite part is the support. I can't tell you how many top producers have just kind of dropped what they're doing and supported us in a big way when we've had any kind of curveballs or compliance issues or any kind of new experience. Everyone within our group is just willing to give, and that's probably the best part about our financial freedom group.
I believe if you surround yourself with like-minded people that are doing 10, 15, 20 times more than me and you put together, we all bring each other up and bring our businesses to the next level and our lives. To learn more about how to partner with us, go to partnerwithandre.com or click the link below and let's have a conversation.